it time to flip-flop and say that we are going to be dumping? Maybe, because Bitcoin literally just dropped. We got the interest rate announcement from the federal meeting and Bitcoin started dumping, and the dump could be actually bullish if we actually go back and reclaim a certain zone. However, with the current price point, with Bitcoin losing once again 71.6, 71k, I mean, beginners would be surprised, but I think that maybe we can, I guess, become more bearish with the last zone. You know me, guys, whenever we are above a certain zone, I'm going to be saying that while above a certain level, we can be expecting higher. My thumbnails and my titles could be more greener and more bullish. However, obviously, once also a certain zone is lost, I always tell you that I'll be easily changing my perspective. So right now, the video would be more bearish than expected, because obviously Bitcoin with the drop not only did give us a fake out from or with those highs, as you can clearly see, but also most importantly, and what matters to me, is actually us losing the value area high. Look at this Bitcoin right now with the, I guess, range that was forming. We can clearly see that with the drop, I mentioned, and I've been saying, guys, even those that were watching the videos and the live streams I've been making, even those with a bullish title, I make it quite clear that, please guys, if you or somebody who's seeing Bitcoin go to 73, 74, and you're not holding a long trade, for the love of God, for the sake of God, don't ever be opening a long at the top. Even though contextually, yes, it was looking amazing. That is why most would think that trading is a pure science. However, it is not. It has many randomness into it, especially when we get a news event with a selling pressure. To be honest, I couldn't care less why such thing happened. However, I want to emphasize how whenever something random happens, you always want to be on the good side of actually being positioned, not buying the top. You can be happy. I mean, I was saying, and I'm still going to be saying, that if Bitcoin ever was to reclaim 72, obviously my videos, my thumbnails, my statements would be more bullish. However, I'm not the kind of guy to be randomly telling you guys to buy, calling for the breakout, calling for higher. I'm just saying that while above a certain zone, we can be expecting 80, and that was factually true. However, most would actually not listen to the first half or the if statement completely. I always say that if or while this is held, we can be expecting this. So obviously, if A is cancelled, B won't be happening, and that is exactly why currently Bitcoin could be actually getting into lots and lots of trouble, because obviously the zone or the area or support that we built most of our conviction for higher got lost, hence why we could be actually seeing lower, especially with currently us losing the anchored view up. Look at this. This is the blue line that is coming up or coming down, I guess, from the bottom. So we got the anchored view up showcasing and highlighting the uptrend that was started from 66k being and getting lost now, just because Bitcoin dropped below 71.6. Although, guys, I don't want you guys to be again randomly selling. You don't have to buy or sell. I literally said this on or in yesterday's video. Even when I was bullish calling for higher, I told you guys that if you don't have a long, don't open a long, but also don't do nothing except just wait it out for potentially waiting for retracement, and the retracement did actually happen. However, obviously we retraced a little bit too much, so I'm going to be covering both sides, whether Bitcoin is able to reclaim 72k, and that would be the bullish scenario where we contextually be just faking out the lows, getting everybody, sad and mad and probably even scared, and then maybe if we reclaim 72, we can be looking for a long trade on Bitcoin based on this being a retest of the support. As you can clearly see, it was resistance. Now we are potentially retesting it as support and then going higher. So if Bitcoin actually does not fail and it actually becomes able to reclaim 72k, I could be thinking or looking to enter a long, with this being considered just a bit of a retracement to get shorter stuck and then we go higher. However, and again guys, the reason why I always emphasize the fact that I have no idea where Bitcoin will be going is because as traders we always want to be, I guess, ready for every single scenario. So I actually prepped you guys now with the bullish scenario, but let's just say Bitcoin doesn't give us or offer us the bullish scenario. Let's just say Bitcoin is not able to reclaim 71, reclaim 72, and we keep on dropping. Technically, and many would hate to hear this, especially those that don't follow me or know me as much, and they would be super confused, like how this guy or how could this guy be talking about an 80 or even 88k as a target and then be mentioning other levels. But that is the key reality of being a trader. Obviously, if I see a certain zone getting lost, I'm going to be talking about lower. We reclaim 72, I'll be mentioning 100,088. We lose 72, I'm going to be prepping you guys for other important levels. Currently, to be honest, what matters to me contextually is 72 or 71.6. If this is, remains to be a resistance as it is right now, contextually we can drop as low as 66k. Although I want to mention the fact that we got a pretty good zone of support sitting at around 68. So I'm not totally ruling out the potential of looking to long. If somebody is looking to long, I would maybe look for a little scalp off of 70. But overall, maybe the closest best one would be 68. If 68 does not offer us a long, well, my friend, I'm going to be waiting for 66 or 65.5, but with the major thinking that now with the triple, fake out from the top, we can be revisiting 60. So I'm not saying, oh, we just dropped, I'm going to be calling for 60, I'm predicting 60. I do understand it sounds confusing to the beginners. I just want you guys to be understanding the fact of how to think like a trader. So right now, we keep on holding 72. Be ready for 68, but also probably for a fake out much bigger. If we lose 65.5, we'll go back to 60. But if we don't go back to 60, if we reclaim 72, then that is bullish. So right now, if you're looking for a long, let me cut it short, or I cut it short and also mention the trades. Obviously, I said that if Bitcoin is able to reclaim 71.8, 72k, that is the long trade for me. If it's not able to do that, maybe a little scalp long at 70k. I cannot promise, it's not the best one, but maybe depending on the time and the context. However, if both aren't or didn't or don't happen, then maybe we'll wait for 68. 68 is not the worst zone of confluence, but if this is also lost, my friends, we do got, again, a support at 65, 68 or 66k, which did also allow me to take a long trade that was taken a week ago. However, most likely since we got or have been dropping a lot, maybe we can go back to 60. So as supports, I'm going to be open for longing the reclaim of 72, the hit of 70 or even 68, but potentially if it looks super bad, we are also open for 60. So that's the beauty of being a trader. I'm open for 60, I'm open for 88. It does not mean I'm taking random trades. My thumbnails and my titles don't mean I'm just predicting one way or another. I'm just going to be actually flip-flopping transparently because the market is actually moving and changing factors.